Hi, my name is Callie Cavellas, and we are going to take a look into my money mindset. Before we get into my spending habits, I think what would be best is for you to get a better understanding of my lifestyle. I currently live in the northwest suburbs with my mom. I work Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays at a PR agency in Hyde Park, so I end up driving to the city, which from my house is about 50 miles one way. I have class Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so I commute by taking the Metro train in. This is a little background info that will get you familiar with my spending habits because after looking at a breakdown of my expenses, I spend most of my money on food, transportation costs, and bills. I believe the best way for us to dissect these habits is by breaking it down month by month. In March, I spent over $3,700, but most of that money was because I went on two different vacations, one for business and the other was, of course, for spring break. You can see an increase in public transportation because I was in two different cities and I did not have a car. I mostly had a Lyft and used public transportation. I spent over $1,000 on food, but again, this was mostly due to my vacation since I was staying in a hotel. There wasn't a lot of space to buy groceries. One of my largest expenses you can see was for $750, but that was supposed to be my deposit for a study abroad trip to Spain, but it ended up getting canceled, so I will be refunded. After looking at how much I spent, I am truly disgusted with myself. I spent almost $1,000 on food, nearly $300 on transportation, and about $500 on clothes for vacation. In April, I spent almost $2,000. I don't really have a reason why I spent so much money last month. I spent almost $300 in transportation, and gas prices also went up, so I ended up taking more lifts for business meetings and to work after class. And the use of public transportation, I had to pay for a new 10-day pass for the Metro train. Food seems to be my biggest expense because in April I spent a little over $800 at restaurants and bars. This also went hand in hand with the business meetings because when we were out, we would get lunch or dinner. Other than that, my other expenses were on miscellaneous purchases. This month, I've only spent about $300 altogether. The reason why this number is so low is because I have misplaced my debit card. So this past week, I've had to make much smarter purchases. I've only spent about $40 on gas, over $100 on beauty products, and $120 on food and coffee. There were other miscellaneous purchases here and there, but thinking about it now, I don't need them. Seeing these numbers already, I think I've wasted a lot of my money, so I'm going to try and start limiting how many times I go out to eat and start making coffee at home. When we look at my basic consumption process, you can see almost all of my purchases are wants. I don't seem to think twice about a purchase, I just swipe my card. After looking at all of my expenses, I don't need to drink fancy coffee every morning or go out to eat every day. It's just so simple, easy, and convenient for my schedule to grab drinks and food on the go. I do, however, need gas and need to purchase Metro tickets and the occasional lift to get around the city. I can see that because of my expensive spending habits, I have exchanged a lot of time and effort that has enabled me to afford this lifestyle. It would cost even more if I wanted to keep this up, but I've seen now how I need to set some serious boundaries. I haven't spent a lot of money that could be used to pay off my student loans. An advantage of my spending habits is that it has made my life simpler just to grab coffee or food while I'm on the go. I'm going to be honest, only a few of my purchases have been of value to me, such as my vacations, business trips, and my means of transportation. Almost all of the other purchases I did not need. My purchases have been many different factors that go into it, but I know I need to limit my spending. Another factor that plays a key role in the purchasing process is the total proposition value. This is how the sum total benefits that a customer will receive compares to the price of the product. The only real benefit I had for my purchases was memories. When I went on vacation, I spent a lot of money, but it was worth the experience and memories. While total proposition value teaches us the benefits, this isn't the only influencer that affects us. Internal and external influences us just as much. The internal influences that affect my purchasing decisions are my own personal thoughts, needs, and motives. For example, when I am purchasing clothes for my vacations, some personal things I thought of was my own lifestyle, income, and occupation. External influences are influences that come from the world around us, such as pop culture, socioeconomic standing, and societal norms. Role and status also play a key part as an external influencer because where you purchase food or clothes, it determines what social class you belong to. Once we make a very large We tend to uphold its value whether it's of utilitarian or hedonic value. The utilitarian value is the gratification that comes from a person being able to solve a problem or accomplish a task because of their purchase. Utilitarian goods are purchased for their practical use and are based upon what a person needs. When I spend my money on food or transportation, the value is provided because I am no longer hungry and I will get from point A to point B. The food and transportation allows for me to be satisfied. The hedonic value comes from the immediate gratification from the actual experience and the emotions that are associated with the purchase. When I purchased my new clothes and makeup, I felt relieved and confident. I have walked you through so far all of the different factors that go into making a purchase, but we haven't discussed my own personal findings. In less than 3 months, I've spent nearly $6,000 and I haven't had a lot of money coming in. I am a college student. I shouldn't be acting like I can afford this luxury lifestyle. More than half of the money I've spent should be in my savings. One thing I've noticed from this analysis is that I am a impulse buyer. I just swipe my card for really anything as long as I have money in the bank, which is a terrible mindset to have. All in all, I realize I have some appalling spending habits and that I need to make some serious changes if I want to be able to save my money. After reviewing the basic consumption process, I can see how it helps the consumer decide what is needed versus what is wanted, what options for exchange are available, and what reactions they have to purchases. When I broke down the total value proposition, I was able to see the benefits of my spending habits more clearly, and there wasn't a whole lot of benefit. I have also seen what has influenced me when I make a purchase along with what I value. Many things go into making purchases, and I realize how easy it is to continue spending your money if you are not keeping track. Moving forward, I decided I am going to set a strict budget along with goals in order for me to start saving my money and only spending money on things I need. Thank you for your time and good luck to you in Denver.